How are you? I hope you're doing well wherever you are. Yeah, so yesterday I saw something about WODE MAYA and I was like, okay, let me, you know, let me question about it, WODE MAYA is a popular person with almost 1.8 million subscribers. And so as a brand, there are things we expect of him, and looking at the African aspect, looking at him as a married man. Maybe you'll correct me if I'm wrong, but this is my thought. I kind of saw this video and I thought he was flirting with this girl here. I think you know her. Do you? If you know her, drop in the comment section. Yeah, so let's look at her and see what I'm seeing. If I'm just seeing too much,
That's a song right there. Can we record it? That's a song right there, man.
Yeah, so guys, in Kenya, partly that one we call it twerking, that kind of dance at some point. But when I look at West African dances, most of them, of course, they shake the butt a lot. But then I was just looking at that studio space and WODE MAYA celebrating it and coming along and saying, the lady says, take me to Algeria, is it? And WODE MAYA comes and says something. Yeah, and I was like, okay, so is this flirting or it's a normal thing? So Ghanaians in the house, you can tell me, or West Africans, was this a normal thing, so that I may get to settle again, remembering that WODE MAYA is married to Miss Trudy, who also has a lot of subscribers, about 450 something. So maybe the subscribers for Trudy, you can get to the house and tell me, because I thought in the view that he's married, this one was a little bit too far from just a joke, man. Let's look at the next part, I deeply looked at it and I was like, okay, when a woman shakes a butt to a married man, what does that insinuate?
Looks like I'm not going to Ghana.
Yeah, so I looked at this second part and I was like, oh, WODE MAYA comes by and, he's also singing and says, let's record it. Is this how talent grows in Ghana? Unlike the Kenyan situation where this would be extreme, maybe. And I said, okay, forget about it. Then there I moved ahead to watch the last part of it. And the wording, I just had to follow the wording about take me to Kenya. Then he says, or the man says, I went to the wedding. I found every other type of food is over apart from jollof rice. And I was like, jollof rice is the best meal for Nigerian people and of course West Africa in general. So is he trying to say this lady here is jollof rice, or what is he saying, And why is the lady at the first place saying take me to Nigeria, And the shaking of the waist is suggestive. So this flirting, I thought it was flirting for me. I don't know what you think. You can drop your comment in the comment section. And let's look at the last
I went to a wedding and all the food was finished except that I drank alone. I know. See, this is the wedding I attended in Atlanta. I couldn't believe it. All the food was finished. And I'm like, why? Then it's like, oh, it remains Nigerian alone.
So you saw that last bit. I don't know what your reaction is. Mine was just like I was, totally perplexed. And I was like, WODE MAYA, come on. I know you are very hilarious, you know, with a deep laughter and a lot of jokes. But this one, I thought it went too far, you know. I don't know. The men in the house, the women in the house, what would you say about this? Because that was my thought. That was my thought. Because I thought like a married man for this, you know. And this lady is a popular one, of course. But then, why should she shake her bum bum? That's what we say in Kenya, shaking your bum bum, what your mama gave you to somebody else. We only do that when we are attracting attention, you know. And the attention here is the WODE MAYA's attention. So what's happening in the house, Miss Trudy? Yeah. And I will just pose a question here before I go. If Miss Trudy was here, would she allow it? Or how would she feel? Or if Miss Trudy now did this for another man, how would WODE MAYA feel? Because it's always tit for tat or vice versa, you know. Whenever we're doing things, we need to think in terms of what about if my husband or if my wife was doing the same, you know. Some people always say we are free, we can do what we want, but now when you're married, sometimes you need to do what your wife or your husband would feel comfortable with sometimes, because if it goes ahead to be something too much, then it becomes a question of now, why did he do it? What is it? What does it mean? And in fact, WODE MAYA is watched by the world. I know so many people will be watching that. And I'm like, okay, maybe he needs to think about whatever he does, wherever he is. The space also is so limited there. So what does that mean? Yeah, so guys, have a great day. Adios. Let's meet in another reaction, of course, today with Rosio's Malaika having brought another baby in the villa, and with the Dimango saying she didn't expect, I don't know what, David Jr. going on, you know, a lot of things. Yeah, so bye bye, good day.